Welcome to Nottingham and the Party Poker Whirlpool Masters. 16 of the world's very best are here to compete for one of the sport's greatest prizes. The chance to join a roll of honor that features legends of the game, from Bustamante to Sue Kay. The format is simple. A straight knockout competition, each match a race to 8 with the winner breaking. With $66,000 in the prize fund, there's no room for error, no second chances, no easy way to the title. Amongst the front runners, the world #1 and defending champion Niels Feijen of Holland. There's a handful of former world champions including Darren Appleton, Alex Pagulayan, and Mika Immonen. The current U.S. Open champion, Shane Van Boening, and a cast list that has won just about every title the sport has to offer. The draw demonstrates that the path to glory is not an easy one. Coming up, the clash between the defending champion, Niels Feijen, and a man making his Masters debut, Daniel Corrieri. Germany's Thorsten Hohmann takes on Mosconi Cup star Nikos Economopoulos. Leading the way for the host nation, former world champion Darren Appleton. He takes on Alex Pagulayan. Karol Skaversky won this title back in 2012. He'll open his 2014 campaign against China's Wang Can. The Philippines' Dennis Orculio is another who features on the Masters Roll of Honor. His win coming back in 2010 in Vegas. He plays England's Chris Mellon. America's Shane Van Boening, a former U.S. Open champion, plays Australia's James Georgidis. Carl Boys, who recently led England to World Cup glory, plays Qatar's Walid Majid. And finally, Mika Immonen, a man who has won virtually everything the sport has to offer, bar the Masters title, is out to amend the omission when he plays Mark Gray. Time then for the opening match of the Masters, Feijen against Corrieri. Niels Feijen, the world #1, is back to defend his title, and naturally the spotlight falls on the Dutchman.
I won this tournament last year, so I'm very excited to be back and try to defend my title. I was thrilled to win the world title this year. I've worked very hard for that goal and made it. But we say in Dutch to walk next to your shoes because you had a big results. It's just not my style. You have to keep working hard for every tournament in this sport. So there's pressure just going in the arena, but positive nerves because it's a different setting, short race, shot clock. So of course you're going to be a little amped, excited, but all that ranking and defending titles is just not my thing. I just go out and try to play as best as I can and just take it from there.
Feijen, at his best, is a formidable player, but as his Italian opponent knows, there are no easy matches in the Masters.
This is a big tournament attracting all the champions of the world, and it's very exciting. It's very difficult, but after the first 9 ball, you break the ice and the fear.
Corrieri is a very strong player from Europe. He had a really good Euro Tour season last year by getting into the finals twice in a row. We all know that he's a threat to be reckoned with, so definitely not a light matchup, especially in the race to 8.
Feijen won the lag, a big advantage in this format, but the art of mastering the break eluded the Dutchman, who surrendered the table to Corrieri. The Italian's mistake on the 2-ball allowed Feijen to return to the table and settle his nerves by taking the opening rack. In the second, Feijen was presented with another chance to master the break. Frustrated at the lack of movement, he was forced to once again surrender the table. Corrieri relished the layout to run the rack out and level the score.
Now can Corrieri do what Feijen couldn't? Pot a ball from the break. Yes, he can.
Well, that 1 ball will always track towards the side. Niels didn't even get anywhere close. But that goes dead center in the side pocket, that yellow one. The problem is there's a big distance between the cue and the 2, and also a whole host of balls between them.
So Corrieri pushing out.
Well, I think now that he's got that rack under his belt, Phil, he can settle down and enjoy himself because there's no pressure on him. Nice safety from Niels, and that's an aspect of his game that he's really added within the last 2 years, doing a lot of work with our colleague and good friend Alex Lely. They've trained together, and Niels was always known as a power player, an offensive player, and he, for many years, didn't really have the defense in his arsenal. But once he added the defense into his arsenal, that was really what led him to have this amazing last 2 years.
Yes, and Feijen and Lely, master and pupil, I suppose, are the only 2 Dutchmen to have won this World Pool Masters title.
Now, that wasn't a good leave right there. Niels has got the jump cue, and we've seen Niels, especially in last year's World Pool Masters, had some amazing shots, and this is a lot easier. 2 in the side.
Requesting the extra 30 seconds he's allowed. He knows if this goes in, the rack could be his.
Look out. What an opportunity now for Daniel Corrieri. Well, you know, that's always the problem with jumping, especially on a TV table with this slick cloth. Very hard to stop the cue ball sometimes.
I don't know whether Corrieri is a student of the game, of the history of this particular tournament. If he is, he might take encouragement from it, because the last 2 editions of the World Pool Masters have seen the defending champion in match 1 be unceremoniously booted out. In 2012 in Kielce, Poland, Ralf Suke was beaten by Matthias Snigocki 8-6. And then last year, up in Barnsley, Karol Skaversky, he was beaten 8-3 by Chris Melling. So defending champions in recent times in the World Pool Masters have not prospered.
Well, you come into the first match, you want to make an impression. If you're the defending champion, it's your territory. You want to defend it. You might be a little edgy. I sensed that perhaps Niels he seemed a bit, maybe a slightly edgy upstairs, and that's to be expected because he is the defending champion and he wants to do well.
Welcome back to the World Pool Masters, and here in Nottingham, the defending champion Niels Feijen is facing Daniel Corrieri. The Italian led through the opening 3 racks as we pick up the action at the start of the 4th.
He's got the 1 ball down again, the 6 ball down, and this time it appears that he has something to work with on the 2. It's a bit of a cluster with the 2 and the 8 ball. He should be able to get that 2 in, though. If anything, he can use the 8 to help him guide the 2 in. He's just got to get position all the way back up table for the red 3. Well, that's not the world's easiest pot on the 3 ball.
Fine. Disengaged in many respects. Trying not to think about the possibility of defeat. He won't be panicking just yet, but he will be concerned.
There's a big shot right here. Oh, I like the way he did that, Phil. He just stood up, and he took his time. He stood back from the shot, and that tells me that he is relaxed and he's in the game now. He's in this match. Those initial butterflies have flown away. And this is going to be interesting now. If he can run these colors, get up 3-1 and be breaking, this is going to put some serious heat on Niels Feijen.
Not happy there. The pot on the 5 shouldn't be any great issue. But position on the 8 ball, a little more complex. It should be 3-1, Ted. The tournament could be beginning with a shock. It's certainly brewing.
He's got the measure of the break. He's got the 1 ball going into the side pocket now. That's 2 times. And it was dead center in the pocket. So once you get that 1 ball, you continue to shoot. Two mistakes from that man right there, our defending champion, Niels Feijen, and a break and run from his opponent, and he's down 3-1. There you see, currently residing in Osted, Denmark. He is the current, besides being the reigning Masters champion, also the current World 9-ball champion.
Corrieri to break, leading 3 racks to 1.
Was the Mosconi Cup MVP in 2013. And there's the 1 ball again. Look for the blue 2. Yes, indeed. He's got a shot on the blue 2. But there is the issue down at the bottom of the table with the orange 5 and the 8 ball. Now, perhaps, yeah, well, it may not be an issue because the 5 looks like it goes the other way behind the 8 ball. So he's just got to play a little delicate position from the 4 to the 5. He certainly seems relaxed, Phil. Wait, there's nobody more dangerous in professional pool than a player who is playing without a care in the world.
Well, he was the Italian champion in 2011 and again in 2013. Runner-up this year. And he has been a finalist twice in Euro Tour events. Now, that's a tough school. So it tells you, if he gets the opportunity, if the nerve holds, an upset, not out of the question.
Well, he's done nicely to get in this position here on that orange 5, and the whole thing opens up now. Well, good for this 29-year-old. He was admittedly nervous playing in his very first Whirlpool Masters. He rode out the nerves, fell behind 1-0. And he quickly settled down. And he is going to be up 4-1 against the world's #1 player and the defending Masters champion.
Yes, 4-1 is confirmed. Corrieri has put 4 racks together on the trot. Feijen in early trouble. Corrieri halfway to victory. Perhaps more pertinently, the defending champion halfway to defeat.
Welcome back to the World Pool Masters, and Niels Feijen, the defending champion, is being asked some difficult questions in his first round match with Daniel Corrieri. The Italian led 4-1 going into the 6th, which produced a scratch off the break. Feijen stepped into clear, but still trails by 2 as we pick up the action at the start of the 7th.
This time he got it. Will he have a shot on the 2? It appears he does. There you see. 1 ball on the side. So Niels just stalks the table. Oh, it doesn't go. That is huge.
When he made contact with the 2 initially, you could tell from his reaction he didn't think he'd potted it. Marginally overcut the 2. And what a bonus that is for Corrieri to get back to the table so quickly.
Extension call.
We've seen some pretty good players from Italy in recent years, Ted, the likes of Fabio Petroni, of course, who played in the European Mosconi Cup team, Bruno Moratori as well, and Corrieri continuing that tradition.
He's got a pretty good spread here, too. He just has to try and stay relaxed and keep playing in this freewheeling mode. Do not look at the finish line, because that's when the nerves will creep in and the arm will stiffen up. Easier said than done in this sport.
Looking at the first combination of the tournament, the 5-7.
Boy, he handled that nicely. He's got to do some traveling with the cue ball on these final 3 shots.
History keeps repeating itself. That's the 3rd rack tonight where he's left himself towards the end of the rack, a testing pot to middle. On each occasion, he's passed that test.
Well, nicely done. So off the miss cut shot on the 2-ball from Niels Feijen, Corrieri takes advantage yet again of a mistake. He moves up 5-2. Yep, you are looking at the correct scoreline. Daniel Corrieri of Italy leading our defending champion by 3 racks. He will be breaking in rack number 8. There's the shot.
Yes, the offending miss from Niels Feijen. Shock to the system for him. Corrieri admitted to being nervous before the start. In his case, he's channeled that nervousness in a positive fashion.
Rack 8, Daniel Corrieri to break, leading 5 racks to 2.
Yes, breaking off in the 8th rack, 3 away from providing the quarterfinal opposition for Karol Skaversky or Wang Kan.
Well, this time the 1 doesn't go, but he makes the 4-ball. You see the 4-ball went down in the corner, but no shot. It appears that he doesn't. Well, he's no open shot to a pocket. He can see the 1-ball, obviously, but well, actually he could perhaps take it up table or play a safety.
Well, at the very least, he's got the tactical initiative here.
Be interesting to see what he comes up with if he plays safe, because he hasn't had to play a safe yet in this match. He goes offensive. He was able to see it. Will he get a shot on the 2? Looks like he's covered. Yep. Blocked by the 9-ball.
Don't know about you, Ted, but when you pull off a shot of that quality, I think you deserve a little bit of good luck, and he's received none at all.
So now he's going to have to jump. Oh, he potted it. Wow. A jump cut shot. That's amazing. I mean, he's got position on the 3. Now, this is another tester.
Well, the jump pot was the shot of the match so far, but I think this one might be superseding it if it goes in.
Not to be. Perhaps distracted and rushed a little by the time clock winding down. So now a lifeline for Niels.
When you're not used to the shot clock, those beeps can be very distracting indeed. I remember when they first introduced them to the Premier League snooker, the great players like Stephen Hendry, Ronnie O'Sullivan, initially they were discombobulated by that beeping.
Well, that was perhaps hit a little too hard. Whew. Nothing's coming easy for Niels. He's got position on that 6 ball.
Suffered there from the beep on the backswing, which is the worst possible timing for it to happen.
Yeah, 30 seconds is not a lot of time. You really have to make up your mind quickly. Throw in the pressure of playing in the Whirlpool Masters, and it can really throw guys off.
Nicely done there, just chipping the brown 7 ball across the top cushion with the use of extreme running side. And now 5-3, very much on the cards. Daniel Corrieri decided to attack early in rack number 8. It started off very promisingly indeed, but he took on 1 shot too many. Feijen did the rest, and make no mistake, the defending champion still very much in this. He trails now only 5-3.
Welcome back to this opening match in the Masters, where defending champion Niels Feijen is struggling to close the gap on Italian Daniel Corrieri. The Dutchman took the 8th, but still trails by 2.
He's got the 1 ball down, and he will have a shot on the 2. Looking at a combination, 2-6. So he's just got to negotiate through this combination and the subsequent shot, and he should be okay.
And at least those early malfunctions with the break appear to have been ironed out.
Perfect. Well, pool players are certainly used to, as a man, that you're going to go through some rough patches in every match, in every tournament. You've just got to ride them out and know that if you're patient enough, the tide can turn. I mean, you don't even in this winter breaks format, like you said last year, Niels beat Mika 8-0. You don't see that often. There's always twists and turns in a match, especially with this kind of pressure. Wow.
Couldn't make up his mind what to do with a 3 ball in terms of position on the 4. Thought about stunning the 3 ball in to leave the 4 to the opposite middle pocket. Elected to go the other way and missed that 3 by some distance.
And he wouldn't have had a shot anyway. So just when we thought that Niels was clawing his way back into this match, he leaves a golden opportunity for Daniel Corrieri.
Heavy-handed. I think he's overrun the cue ball. Or just about fiddled it in with a bit of side.
He still doesn't seem too worried about anything, does he? Very casual out there.
He is, Ted, but I think that's belying the way he's feeling.
Well, he'll certainly start to get a lot more nervous as he gets closer to the finish line. That's the hardest thing in this sport, is to close the deal. Perhaps the gravity of the situation will suddenly dawn on him, especially if he gets through these two balls here. He'll be 2 away from a monumental upset in the Whirlpool Masters. Nicely done. So a good touch exhibited by Daniel Corrieri. You may not have heard of him before. You certainly know who he is right now. He leads Niels Feijen 6-3. This is certainly not a result we expected.
Corrieri breaking to get, as they say, on the hill.
Well, he's going to come up empty. No. He won just at the last second. Drops. And boy, did he get lucky. The one ball hit the knuckle on the side that it was supposed to go in and careens over into the pocket. However, nothing really to look at on that 2 ball. So this will be a safe. That's not what he wanted.
No history at all of Italian success in the Whirlpool Masters over the years. I suppose geographically, the closest Italy's come to a winner was in 2003 when Tony Drago captured the title. Drago, of course, from Malta, which is an island just to the south of Sicily.
So now, still a lot of work to do in this rack. The next one here, he's got the 3. He's got to get in position for the pink 4. And this is quite difficult. He's going to have to bring it all the way back. Oh, that is well done. Threads the needle.
Yes, ample room for that to pot down the side cushion past the green 6 ball.
That one he hit at pocket speed and it drops right into the pocket. A little different than that 2 ball a few racks ago.
Well, Feijen on a couple of occasions has pulled a rack back, but no sustained fight back as yet from him. But I think everyone here at the Portland Centre expecting him to be tenacious to the death.
Absolutely. He has not let the 3 ball in the last rack that he missed get him down. You can see how focused he is. He seems to be getting his arm loose finally. This has been a struggle for Niels from the opening rack, but he's very much in it in this winner breaks format. There's a good chance right there in that 8-ball to let the arm out. Well, that's a good rack for Niels Feijen right there.
Yes, those who write off his chances do so at their peril. Corrieri still in front, but now only 6-4.
Niels Feijen to break, training 4 racks to 6.
As we always say, there's always going to be rough patches. It's how you deal with them mentally that can make all the difference. He's got the 1 ball down. And look at this. Will he have a shot on the 2? Oh, just at the last second. Hard to tell. Yes, I believe, yes, he does.
He was really worried there. Had the white caught the red 3 a little more to the right-hand side of it, I think he would have been snookered on the 2. As it is, it's an open table.
Hey, and there's those pool gods we often talk about. You know, Niels has gutted out the rough patches, and the pool gods were very kind to him right there. 1 extra turn of that ball, maybe even 1 millimeter, and he is snookered. Now he's got an open table. It's winner breaks, race to 8. He is right in this match.
Great pronunciation there, Ted, of the word snookered. Say it again for me.
You're not doing this to me, Phil. Okay, let me try. Snookered. No. Is that all right?
Either's fine. Now, fine.
You don't approve of the American way to say snooker?
No, I like it very much. Reminds me of the way Cliff Thorburn used to say it.
Wow, this is right where Niels wants to be, in control, stalking the table. And I think at this point, since he was able to shake off that missed 3 ball and come back with a nice win in the previous rack, with this format we're playing, I think Niels feels pretty much in control right now. He feels like this is an even match at this moment.
Evidence there of just how right-eyed Niels Feijen is. The right eye, the dominant eye, that's why he cues under it. And this is the kind of situation where experience of playing in these mega tournaments comes in very handy indeed. As Ted told us right at the start of the match, this is Daniel Corrieri's debut in the World Masters. For Niels Feijen, being involved in tournaments like this, the World Championship, the World Cup of Pool, and of course the Mosconi Cup, pretty much second nature. Well, he didn't get hold of that one. He played to screw back off the top cushion to leave the 9 ball, I believe. into the pocket that's closest to his bridge hand. Just didn't get the ziz on the wide ball.
He did not even get close. Oh, that's just when he was pulling it all together. He leaves himself really poor position on the 9, and he knew as soon as he hit it, that wasn't even going to get anywhere near the pocket.
Well, Feijen butchered that 9, and now it should be meat and drink for Corrieri.
Yes, indeed. What a turn of events. Daniel Corrieri is given an early Christmas gift by Niels Feijen. Wow. I was sure that Niels was in control there.
Well, with rack 12 just about to begin, it's like this. Feijen needs to win the closing 4 racks. He needs to show ample Dutch courage. If he doesn't, he'll be conquered by a Roman.
I can tell you right now, there is no chance that he's freewheeling it anymore. He is a bundle of nerves for sure. Oh, and this is ideal. Look at this. He has made the 1 ball. He's also made the 7 ball. He's got a straight in shot on the 2. The 3 is by the pocket. Well, for the 29-year-old from Rome, you're not going to get many better chances than this.
Just needs to believe. What a way this would be to start the tournament. What a monumental upset it would be.
Yes, and in many of our matches here at the Whirlpool Masters, you're seeing guys who are, world champion go up against world champion, and in essence it's a 50-50 match. In this case, there was a vast gulf in experience between these two players. So yes, indeed, this would be an outright shocker.
And just to repeat, Ralph Suke in 2012, Karol Skaversky in 2013, both defending champions, falling at the first hurdle of the following year's Whirlpool Masters. Will Niels Feijen be completing the hat-trick?
I can see his wife, Mirella, sitting right behind where Daniel's chair is. She's got the camera up and ready for the celebratory fist pump after these 2 balls go down.
An explosive start to the Party Poker Whirlpool Masters.
Corrieri into the quarterfinals, and a moment to reflect on the new break for Feijen, and for the victor, a chance to savor the moment.
This match was the most difficult one among the 16 players because there was the reigning world champion.
The new break was tricky. It's never been done before, and we were the first match out there, so it's not like you get a chance to watch the other guys see what they're doing. So I hit him hard the first 2, and I broke dry, and he broke him a hair softer and was making balls right away. So then immediately it's like something's not working for me, it is working for him, so you have to adjust real quick, which I did. I just couldn't run out. I just kept making errors, so I just played horrible.